Hello, party people. I just wanted to make this quick video. I'm just trying to prove a point, as usual, of course. For those of you that know me, who may know me well, you know about my mental health. Now, without me divulging it out there, let's look at the prefix. The word being schizo. Now, it comes from a Greek word, schizine, I think that's how you say it, which means quote unquote to split, cleave, or divide. And most usually it's associated with schizophrenia. I will give you a hint. I do not have schizophrenia that I know of. As far as my doctors know, it's never been brought to my attention. It said something else was, but I think it's important we have this discussion. We're going to get to that at the end, but I just want to keep going through this. Typically, is the prefix schizo associated with things, let's call them, things about mental health, right? Okay, let's pause that for a second. We'll get back to it. Now let's just look at the prefix. Prefix being quote unquote psycho. Comes from the Greek word psyche and means mind, soul, spirit, or breath, relating to mental processes. The psyche, psychology, psychiatry, psychopath. It's also slang for someone mentally unstable or strange, popularized by the film Psycho. In that movie where that hotel guy, owner, whatever, stabs this woman while she's in the shower, and presumably he kills her, and the music was a big part of this movie from Alfred Hitchcock. Now, if we look at mind/mental processes relating to the brain, thoughts, emotions, and consciousness, some examples of this is straight from Google AI. Some examples of this are psychodynamic, psychosomatic, soul/spirit, from the Greek word again, the animating principle or inner self, like psychic or psychedelic. But the common uses of the prefix psycho, the shortened word psycho, it is related to psychology, which is study of the mind, psychopath, which is mind pathology, or psychosis, which is a mind condition. Slang, a shortened informal term for a psychopath or someone acting erratically and often dangerously. The one I just read for common uses in terms of slang, that's the one we all know about. That's the one we only talk about. So, going back, looking at both psycho and the prefix schizo, I could talk about this for, at least an hour, but I'm not gonna, quite frankly, because my faith in today's, that particular field of medical health, mental health, obviously as well. I don't want to say I lost faith in it. I want to say I have become less optimistic about it throughout the course of my life and through the years. So, I'm going to give this one example, and then we're going to end this video. How many people do you know? For example, let's look at racial slurs. How many people do you know where some people think the S word, we're referring to Spanish-speaking people, that they only apply to the S word, or with black people, where the N word is tried to use, the slang term is tried to be used towards almost like the word bro. But what people don't understand is that, in my opinion, I'm not black. I don't know if you could tell that. But my point being is, there's certain words certain communities use with each other that are considered acceptable. So then why does other words, like the other N word, that is considered a racial slur, why is it still okay to say that? And when you look at a Spanish speaking person, like I said, there's more of a chance of someone, a bystander, a good citizen, a good Samaritan, will come out and say, hey, don't use that S word. There's other people in the world that speak Spanish besides that S word. Okay. Now, why is it an outrage when someone uses any form of the N word and they're not of that skin color? Not that you have to be of that skin color to be from that community. I'm just throwing it out there. All I'm saying is this one point right here. If you saw someone on the street using the word psycho or schizo, how many people are going to say something that, hey, it's not cool to use those words, they don't mean what you think they mean? How many people are going to step up and say something? I hear silence, because that's the way it's been since I was diagnosed when I was 20 something, almost over 2 decades ago, and nothing has changed. I'm not saying I haven't been contributing to that change. I'm not saying I even voiced my opinion about those words being used in casual slang on the street or at a party or whatever. Any social gathering, whatever, you know? Why is it okay, quote unquote okay, to say someone is schizo or psycho? Why is that okay? But as soon as we use that S word, as soon as we use that N word, it's like, wow, are those words worth more than the words I just mentioned? Is psycho and schizo, the prefixes, are they not as stereotypical? Are they not slurs? My question is, again, if you heard it being used on the street, would you say something? Someone let me know if they would and how you would phrase it. But as usual, I don't think anyone's going to address that topic, because no one wants to offend anyone. I've probably offended some people in this video right now. And all I'm saying is, why is the P word and the S word? Why do you think of other words when you hear that? You don't think of P for psycho or S for schizo. You think of other words. I don't have to entertain what those other words can stand for, because we're all adults here and we know what can be substituted with those words. I would hope we know. And I would like to repeat that this channel is 18 plus and has always been 18 plus. So if someone wants to have an adult conversation with this, I'll put you on the channel. I'll put you in a video. I'll make you YouTube famous. Take care of yourselves and each other, guys. And let's try to be a little bit more nicer to each other. Yeah? Yeah?